Good news, my friends. We're making progress. I just hope it stays this way. You know, you're going to have obstacles, and I'll probably get into this building maybe, but we want to stay the course on this deal. So I got everything done with Legacy. House is ready to go. We got everything done on that. Next step in this process is to go ahead and schedule concrete and start getting the foundation done. This is our building process, my friends. So I got to get with Lutz in Construction and talk to them. I don't have time this afternoon, but tomorrow I'll message them later. I need to get with you guys and we'll get a plan of action on this. I'm going to tell you guys, if you're looking to do this, your financing is going to be, at least for right now, it's going to be tough. I'm going to tell you right now, banks are just not loaning money, my friends. My only option here down the road, other than what I tried, is to do a mortgage on my property. I own the property outright. What I may do is I may consolidate everything into a mortgage on the property and just pay that off like that and go that route. I think that would be the ticket. But right now, we're going to pay on this because I'm going to just tell you what I did. Basically, we had about $25,000. So I got a APR of 6.9% for 12 months. And I had a card free. I don't have, any credit card. So I put it on this credit card. So it gives me 12 months to knock down huge principal and pay that off. And then I did the difference on a rent to own, where rent to own, yes, I know is not a good idea. But basically what I did is I stretched it at 60 months. So it made the rent payment a lot less. Here's something you can do. Your payment's going to be less, but it makes the rental payment a lot less because it's not interest. They take half of the rental payment. So what I thought it was like, they just took half. No, they add that. It's like, for instance, if you take the total amount and divide it by 60, it's $416 a month. They take half of that, but then they add to it. So in other words, the payment ended up being $524 a month. So it's taxes each month they have to put on that. So in other words, in that's not going to principal is $216. So just know you take that total amount and take $216 off, the difference is going to principal. So what I do is you add an extra $200 or $300 a month to it. So as I'm paying that down and I pay that card off, at the end of the year, I can double both and do it and just take the difference of, in this case, it would be $5,000 difference at the end of the year left to pay for it. In a year and a half, I can have this thing paid off. And then I own everything outright. But I have the option from this point going forward to maybe consolidate that into a mortgage if I want to do that, because I can use the property as collateral and then I wouldn't have to worry about anything qualifying because you have a guarantee there that the land covers it. Mortgages for self-employed are next to impossible too, but I told her, I said, on that small amount, why can't you just give me the loan and put my land put a lien on it? Because no, we can't do that. I mean, it's ridiculous. Banks right now, I'm hearing from everybody, they're just not loaning money. So you may run into that on this deal. I'm telling you, now that's as of right now, which is June of 2023, but things I hope will get better soon. We can get better people in our government that can fix this, get interest rates back down, and economically things better. I think that will change. They really do need to make things easier on mortgage or loans for self-employed people because it's just not right. I understand there may be more of a liability, but you can prove everything just as well as you were employed with a job. Most self-employed people, they make more money than they would if they were working for somebody else, But what it all boils down to, especially with the mortgages and your health care, it's tax extortion. They want to know, how much you pay in taxes a year? Oh, we can't do it because you didn't pay any taxes a year. I'm like, I own the land outright. I got security on the loan. What's the problem? It's ridiculous, my friend. So, but anyway, I digress, as some say. Moving forward. Right now, we're off to getting concrete done. I got to check to stroke those guys, for about $10,700 for concrete. But 2 tiers for these guys. They've got to do the footings and the straps. They inspect those, and then they come back and do the piers that the straps go up through, concrete filled. They inspect that, and then we're good to bring the home in. So we're still looking 4 to 5 weeks before the house is even there. Now, what they will do, because it was a separate purchase, that shed is probably coming earlier. It depends on how they do the shipping. It's already paid for, so I'm going to get with the builder. We're going to talk. I'm going to make sure the checklist, I'm going to email him everything, that we've got everything in line. Everything has to be those plans. They're going to be looking for them. All your truss hangers, your floor joist hangers, all your Simpson strapping, all the framing that we're doing. I'm going to get with him. But I'm also going to say, hey, if you're able to bring the shed earlier, please do. It's already covered. Bring it on. If it doesn't make much difference in this, if it makes it easier for the guy, because his biggest job is going to be bringing the house in, the bigger building, because this is a portable shed to home conversion. This thing is 14 feet wide by 40 feet long, and it's going to take 2 or 3 pieces of machinery to bring in, lift up, bring in over the piers, set them down, and bolt this house in. I know what kind of bolts and what I need. I need to find out from him when they come in if I have to get all these bolts. They're basically 1/2-inch carriage bolts with washers and nuts with some Loctite, and how many per strap that need to be. I think it's 2 per strap, but you got to drill a 1/2-inch hole. And I mean, I can essentially do it, but I would rather those guys do it for bringing in, because that's what their job is, to set it down and bolt it in. I'm going to be a little pissed if I've got to do that. With that said, he mentioned, and I didn't push it, but I said, I've got to have what's on those plans. He said, well, we use timber locks for your truss. And they said, the engineer said, that's okay. I said, yeah, but he put those straps on the plans. Your building inspectors have been looking for it. So what it's going to happen is that he's going to put the timber locks in the building. I'm going to have to go behind him and get the Simpson truss straps, the hangers that go on they're kind of a L-shaped, like one this way, and one that way, for the kind of if you've seen those hangers for the roofing truss, the rafter hangers, and just one goes to the frame of the wall and one to the rafter. I'm going to have to go behind him, get them, and put them on myself, which takes a little time. I'm going to be doing it. I can do that while I'm trying to get them to put steps on the house. All that has to be done. The house treated, steps on it, and that done. Then I call my plumber, electrician, and then county comes in and inspect it. What they technically call a 4-way. The only difference on that is not really actually 4-way, because there's no mechanical yet. We're putting a mini split unit in there, and that's going to be put in later. But the wiring for that mini split has to be in place. So all that's I can break down as time goes on. I want to try to get cameras like this and my other GoPro camera. I want to document as much of this build as possible, because I think it would be cool, and I know a lot of you want to see this. There's a lot of people interested in doing this, and I will tell you what I'm seeing going forward here is states like Florida and some of these, they're kind of cracking down on people doing this kind of building. It's all good old boy deal making. All this lobbying from construction companies that are trying to keep people from doing this, because they want people to build a house. When they're built the same, they're just modularly brought in and set into place. They're not allowing shed to home conversions. And what they're not understanding in some of these states is that if it's built to code and built like an engineer and architect specifies, it shouldn't matter. You bring in modular homes, you bring in mobile homes, double wides, it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. I'll tell you one thing I probably would have gone with is the tiny home on wheels that you can put on piers and a foundation and do just the same. But the problem is they wouldn't have allowed that, because there was wheels on it that could be moved, and they did not want it. They would have had to cut the tongue off that thing and the wheels off of it and make sure it's permanently put into place. So the town I'm in will not allow that. If anybody else, like you'll see across the street from my property, there's a mobile home. It's grandfathered in because they changed the law years ago, not letting mobile homes anymore in the town. So it's just where it's going. It is. But they build these mobile homes a lot better now than they used to. They're very strong. They're built just as strong as a residential home. People don't believe it, but the difference between, well, I guess when you build houses too, everything's an option, but the house has to be built strong. Well, there's federal codes for wind zone and various other things, integrity, that are brought down that these mobile home companies, the manufacturers, have to abide by now. You have to have wind zone strapping, just like you do when you build a house. So, but anyway, we're off to the races on this. I'll keep you posted in the next phase on this. Right now, I got to get with the concrete people and get that started. I got to get with the power company. They're going to put in poles. Thank God that didn't cost me any money, because I've got enough on me as it is. So other than that, all is well. I'm going to keep you guys posted as it progresses and see if we can start making progress here. That'll work. Hopefully in 4 to 6 weeks, I'll have the house, the whole shell of the house, the shed on the property, steps on the house, it treated, ready to go, and my plumber's working. So other than that, I appreciate you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Be cool. Bye.